If someone wrote a book about your life, would anyone actually want to read it? That question hit me hard because at one point in my life, the answer to that question was probably not. I grew up on the east side of Detroit, where I attended Osborne High School. While at Osborne, I was a C student at best, not excelling, not failing, just kind of coasting by. I was the youngest of four, raised by a single-parent mother who worked in the automotive industry and had an 8th grade education. College was not a part of my plan, mostly because there was no plan. I figured I'd kind of play it out by ear, see what happens after I graduate, and kind of go from there. Maybe I'll work in the automotive industry myself. That was a good job, good pay, good benefits. I had family and friends that worked there. However, like many in this great state of Michigan, where grit and ingenuity are built into our very spirit, I learned at a very early age that the most transformative times in our lives often arise from those small, unexpected nudges that take us down paths that we never imagined taking. My unexpected nudges came in the form of a Navy recruiter's mailing card and a persistent girlfriend rerouting my life, taking me down a path I never imagined taking. 1993, senior year, career day. Career day is when professionals in various different fields will come into the high school and talk to you about their respective careers in hopes that they will inspire you to maybe try their career for yourself. This particular day, second hour math class, a Navy recruiter came into our class to talk to us about careers in the Navy, to maybe inspire us to join the Navy. Now, my friends and I are in the back of the class like we always are. We're slapping fives, having fun, talking about the weekend, doing everything except paying attention to this speaker. The speaker finishes his presentation, and at the end of his presentation, he passed out a postage-paid card that said something to the effect of, if you'd like information about the Navy, please fill this card out and mail it in. So I grabbed one. I had no intention of joining the Navy. As I mentioned, I had no plan, but I probably figured this is probably the most courteous thing that I can do since I haven't been paying attention to this guy the whole time. So I probably should take his card. I take the card, fill it out, drop it in the box. About a week later, I get a package of information from the Navy in the mail. At the end of that package, there was a second card that read something to the effect of, if you'd like a Navy recruiter to contact you, please fill out this card and put it in the box. Postage paid. Thought about it for a minute. Okay, fill it out. Drop it in the box. About a week after that, Saturday morning, 2 Navy recruiters show up at my house. Now, they're very cordial. They talk to me, they talk to my mother, we have a good time. They say, hey, we're giving a practice test for the Navy at the Armed Forces Recruiting Center on 8 Mile in Detroit. Would you be interested in taking the practice test? I'm not that busy, so sure, I'll take the practice test. So I scarf down my Cocoa Puffs, and out the door I go with the recruiters. I take the practice test, and immediately after the test, it was like an infomercial. Oh my God, look how well he did. You look how well you did. I'm like, let me see. What? They say, no, you don't need to see. You did so well, we're giving a real test on Wednesday. You think you might be interested in taking the real test? And I said, since you said I did that well, why not? I'll take the real test. Tuesday night, Navy recruiters pick me up and take me for an overnight stay. They take me to the most 5-star motel you could ever stay in, and they bought me a McDonald's dinner. Now I'm sitting in this motel. I'm 17 years old, and I'm thinking to myself, what have you gotten yourself into? But I remind myself that this is only a test, and I go take the test the next day. Next day, I test well enough. I go to the recruiting center, and I test well enough to be admitted into the Navy. After I take the test, they also told me, based on how I tested, my job would be a cook on a ship. How cool is that? So at this point, I'm like, okay, I need to talk to my recruiter because, you told me that this was just the test and it seems like it's going in another direction. The guy was like, no, just go ahead and finish the process. We'll get your recruiter. So I fill out the paperwork. I take my physical. And I say, am I done here? They're like, oh, no. They're like, no. It's still one more step. You got to swear in. And I was like, swear in? I said, wait. I need you to get my recruiter at this point. Oh, no. This happens all the time. People ask for the recruiter. Just go ahead. He's probably on his way here anyway. Go ahead and swear in. We'll get your recruiter. So against my gut, I swear in. 4 years, U.S. Navy. Then they offered this 17-year-old a $1,000 signing bonus to add an additional year. Show me the money. So now I'm signed up. I'm signed up for the Navy for 5 years. My recruiter takes me home, and he says, hey, we need you to check in with us every month because boot camp is scheduled for June. It's February. I said, okay, just get me out of this car. Now, this was pre-cell phone. This was when they had to actually catch you at home if they wanted to speak with you. So it was a safe space for me. So at this time, I figure it's probably time that I tell my girlfriend that I've signed up for 5 years in the Navy. I tell my girlfriend, and she says, if we're going to be together, you need to apply to Michigan State. I applied to Michigan State. I got in. You need to apply too. Remember, college was not in the plan. However, I thought about it. She nudged me, and I say, okay. So I go to my typewriter. Yes, typewriter. And I type out this beautifully written letter and fill out this beautiful application. I don't exactly remember what the letter said, but I remember closing the letter with, and that's why I know I will be successful at the University of Michigan State. C student. And into the mailbox it went. At this point, I can finally feel that my life is going in a direction that I'm satisfied with. I'm like, I think I can go to college. Like I'm feeling I can go to college. So from February to May, I totally dodged the Navy. No return call. They were calling me. No return calls, none of that. Then in May of 1993, the most miraculous thing that could have possibly happened to anyone happened to me. I received in the mail a probationary acceptance letter to Michigan State University. I lost my mind. Are you kidding me? I rushed to Osborne High School the next day, showing everybody this letter, the counselors, the teacher, the principal. I might even show them the therapy dog. It was just the most miraculous. This was like the greatest day of my life. I'm on cloud 9. Nothing can bring me down. The exact same day. 7th hour, psychology class, Mr. Mills' class. Office page comes into the office and whispers into Mr. Mills' ear. And Mr. Mills says in his Mr. Mills voice, "John Randall, someone wants you in the main office." And everybody's like, "Ooh, who is that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, who is that?" So I catch up with the office page, and I said, "Hey, who is that?" And he says, "It's two guys from the Navy." And I was like, okay, should I bolt out the door? I think I'm AWOL. Am I AWOL? I might be AWOL. But no, I don't run. I go down to the office with my head held high, my shoulders back, and I show that letter to the Navy representatives. The guy unfolds it, reads it, folds it back, gives it to me, and he says, "The Navy respects education. If at any point you ever want to consider us again, please give us a call." And just like that, I never heard from the Navy again. You can choose your own path in life, even if you hadn't planned it, even if you don't feel ready, even if you may have fallen into the path by accident. Applying to Michigan State University started off as something that I did for someone else. But that reluctant yes took my life down a path I never imagined taking. Exposed me to some things that I never imagined I'd be exposed to. It exposed me to the transformative power of education. It exposed me to degrees I never imagined earning. Meeting my wonderful wife, Chandra, and leadership positions I never thought I would hold. Finally, a life that I never thought was meant for a person like me, the C student from the east side of Detroit. The Navy never got me on a ship, but it absolutely got me moving. My life didn't change because of some large, monumental decision. It changed because I kept saying yes to small, incremental, uncomfortable decisions. You don't have to know the whole plan in life. You don't have to know what the next step is. You just have to say yes to those uncomfortable decisions when life taps you on the shoulder, and it will. Just be willing to say yes. If someone wrote a book about my life today, I believe someone would be willing to read that. I hope that you are courageous enough to walk down those paths that you never imagined and make the book about your life worth reading too. Thank you.